Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well out there. I wanted to bring you this story about this disgusting doctor. She got sentenced to 25 years in federal prison for fraud and for using dirty surgical devices. The article is coming from medscape.com. An ENT, that means an ear, nose, and throat doctor, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison in order to repay $4.7 million to Medicare after a federal jury found her guilty of 20 criminal charges, including endangering patients' health by reusing single-use surgical devices, stealing their identities, and defrauding Medicare, the Department of Justice announced. So this woman was reusing medical devices during surgery. And I read somewhere, I think in this article, that she sometimes was only washing it with soap and water, or not at all. Federal authorities allege Anita Louise Jackson, MD, performed nearly 1,500 balloon sinuplasty surgeries on more than 900 Medicare patients at her three North Carolina practice locations from 2011 to 2018. She was the top paid Medicare provider of the procedure in the United States at points during this period. Still, between 2012 and 2017, she purchased just 36 single-use dilation tools needed to perform such surgeries, despite billing Medicare for hundreds of balloon sinuplasty services. Instead of providing a new device for each patient, Jackson reused them on multiple patients without their knowledge or consent, sometimes only washing the instruments with soap and tap water between procedures, according to court records. The sentencing comes after a 3-week trial in January, during which Jackson admitted that she could have purchased new devices for every patient but chose not to, which likely saved her more than $1 million. Wow. Officials said. Michael Easley, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of North Carolina, said in a statement that by repeatedly risking infection in the name of profit, Jackson's blatant disregard for her patients' well-being led to her conviction on multiple federal charges. So she was overcharging Medicare. She was lying to the patients about the cost. She was telling them, Jackson advertised endoscopic chronic sinusitis treatment as a free sinus spa service, leading patients to believe that Medicare covered the service in full or for just a small coinsurance payment. However, Medicare only covers the procedure at 80%. By not disclosing Medicare beneficiaries' out-of-pocket costs up to $1,500, authorities said the scheme allowed Jackson to collect millions from Medicare that she might not have if patients had been aware of the true costs. She also, you guys, she forged people's signatures. She fabricated medical records. She backdated or post-dated medical records. I mean, she has 20 charges and 25 years sentenced. And she deserves every bit of it. Because I keep saying there are too many lazy and greedy people in the medical profession. There are some evil people, you guys. Being a patient, since I was a little girl, my first surgery at 3 years old, my entire life I've had to deal with them. But in the past 5 years, I've seen some evil people working in the medical industry, you guys. They want the money because it's certain, especially in the United States, we're always going to have sick people. They want us sick. The big pharma, They want us sick. The doctors, they don't want to cure us. They want to keep us as patients, right? That's how they make their living. There are some honest doctors. There really are, but there are some of them. Nope. They see you as a dollar sign. Just like this animal. And yes, I'm calling her an animal because she did not display, in my opinion, the care and concern that a human being would display for another human being. And that is my opinion. Animals run off of instinct, right? Yeah. So her instinct was lie to get as much money as you can. That's all she cared about. That's what I think. So she deserves every bit of time that she's getting. I just don't understand. I usually try to put a little story about myself in here. So this is a little bit of something. Nowhere near her, what she did to these people reusing dirty instruments. But there are lazy people, because these girls who are helping out at the dialysis clinic that I go to, because they're short staffed right now, both of the helpers, I have to tell them to take their gloves off, change your gloves every time they come up to the machine that I'm connected to check my blood pressure and, chart it and all that. I see them. I watch them go from patient to patient to patient to patient with the same gloves on. And when you're getting on the machine, sometimes they get blood on their gloves and they're still touching the screen and all that. And some of them don't go back and clean it with bleach. They don't. They just use gloves, which, I would be using gloves too, every time they come around, and then they clean it before the next patient gets on. But these two girls, they're going around with the same gloves on. And then when I say, stop it, change your gloves, they look at me like I'm crazy. Well, I'm not going to sit here and let you possibly bring something from that patient to me. Hell no. I've been through enough. And I feel so sorry for these patients that this devil, demonic witch with a B, trying not to use bad language, but I'm just so aggravated about this. I feel so bad for them that she put them in this position. She could have passed on some really bad diseases that could really harm them. Hopefully, she did not pass on anything to any of them. And most of the people who are on Medicare are elderly, you guys. So she didn't give a damn about them. So she got what she deserved. And I don't care that she's a black doctor. Guess what? Black doctors, white doctors, Indian doctors, Asian, whatever. They all are bad and good. It just depends on the person, not the color of the skin. But she put a lot of people in danger. A lot. So don't feel sorry for her having those 25 years. She might have cut 25 years off of someone's life. She might have infected some elderly person with hepatitis B or something like that, passing HIV on. You'd never know. You never know. Anyway, enjoy your time, your next 25 years. And I hope she doesn't get parole at any point for what you have caused in these people's lives. I would be so worried out of my mind waiting on tests to come back to see, if what if it happened to one of our parents? Oh my gosh. It's just a sad, sad story and a sad, sad situation. And she's a sad, sad, sad witch. Anyway, she's disgusting. Lock her up. Hey, you guys, do me a favor. Click subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like or dislike, thumbs up, thumbs down the video, depending on how you feel about it. And share it, please, so that my little channel can grow. Thank you so much.